Hello everybody and welcome to my Bankroll building series. A little bit of history about me. I've been playing 200 last year, but I busted my bankroll because I got into a downswing and did not move down when I had to. Just kept on playing too high stakes and busted my bankroll again, and I'm kind of sick of it, so started over with 50 bucks, and I'm going to be playing 50 what am I saying, 5 and 0 until I get to $100, then taking a shot at 10 and 0 and moving on from there. I'll be playing my regular game. As you can see here, I have two tables open. I'm gonna be making smallish 3 bets in position. Um, yeah, you'll see how I play anyway. I'm gonna be folding here with pocket sixes. Yeah, don't really have the implied odds to call. I'll be betting here. If I get raised here, it's a pretty dirty spot. King 10 suited, gonna take a flop a boat. Great. I'm gonna start with a check. Hope he c bets, but yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I'm gonna bet out pretty small here. I'm hoping to induce some action. And we do get a call. Could have like ace 5. I'm gonna bet close to pot. So yeah, my goal is to run up $50 to 25k, all the way up to 500 null zoom this year. Start with a check call there. Pretty ugly turn. I'm gonna check fold. I could 3-bet this 8-9 suited, but this guy is short, and so I'm just gonna call. Could fold too, but I don't like folding. Now I can fold. Sixes is pretty much the bottom of my small pairs range. I will be opening from this position. From under the gun, I'm not gonna open deuces through sixes because I don't think that's actually very profitable. The hand doesn't really flop well unless you flop a set, which is gonna happen. Oh shit, I should have played that. But yeah, whatever. Unless you flop a set, which is gonna happen 12% of the time, so you're mostly gonna be pure bluffing. Queen 10 off is not an open for me from this position. 7-8 off, I'm gonna fold. I could 3-bet it, but I think it's a little bit too weak. Three betting the kings. I'm out of position, and he raised from early position, and he only min raised, so I'm raising pot. Fortunately, we get no action. I'm gonna be making a video every day starting from today. This will be day 1 of the challenge. I'm gonna see bet this checks because I don't wanna check it, basically. Get bluffed off my hand. Now that he calls, I'm just giving up. Probably has an ace. Get a c-bet here. I'm gonna... Well, no, I 3-bet and he's betting out into me. I'm gonna take a turn, but I'm not too happy about the situation. He's gonna have a jack very often. So I fold. The 9 offsuit, I'm gonna call. Now I'm gonna fold the flop. Ace deuce. I'm opening up any ace on the button when folded to me. It's not a hugely profitable play, but it's definitely going to be a profitable play at these limits because you're not getting 3-bet all too much. 5 deuce suited, I could have 3-bet, but I was in the cutoff. I prefer to be on the button when I'm 3-betting very bottom of my range. Ace queen suited, going to be 3-betting. I'm not gonna, at these stakes, not gonna wait around to steal in the small blind with junky hands. It's definitely a profitable play, but yeah, I'm just looking to play in position mostly. We get a call on this flop. I'm just gonna overbet the turn and get him to fold any queen and draws. And I might get him to fold an ace by the river. Or on the turn already. A lot of players don't really have overbets in their arsenal, and it's a very powerful play that you should definitely look into. Can put a lot of pressure on your opponents. Flop a queen here. Start with a check. Check call. Call again. And now I'm check folding. Maybe. Probably. Yeah. These players don't really bluff much on the river, so you can get away with making tight folds. I'm not gonna be looking to make too many hero calls at these limits. It's usually going to be bad. I mean, if you're starting out, you could just always fall to a big river bet and not be doing too awful. He's gonna have a lot of ace highs here. I'm gonna bet the turn. Probably shove the river. Hmm. Now that he called twice, actually, I think he's mostly gonna have a pair, and he's probably not going to fold it, given how the board ran out. So I'm just gonna give up here. He had quads, so good thing I didn't go for the jam there. That turn bet might have been bad if I'm not planning to jam the river. Should always be playing a hand with a plan in mind. Like here, I'm definitely three barreling. Can have a king, but he's not gonna have a flush very often or a set. The question is how big to bet, but I like to bet very big and just get them to fold. I don't want to bet too small where they're gonna be tempted to make a hero call. I want to make it expensive for them to hero call. There we go. Gonna play the queen jack on the button. Kings is a 3-bet. We get a call. This is not an open that you see a lot of people making. I'm actually not entirely sure if these hands are plus EV to open in early position, but I like to play them. Now, I just have to fold. Spending pot, I'm just gonna fold this. Because I don't really have a good plan for what to do on the turn. I could check raise, but that's gonna be expensive. If he has an overpair, he's probably not gonna let it go. At T stakes, 3-bet in the jack 10 suited. I flop a jack, but I'm just looking to get a fold on the flop. We get a call. We do turn 2 pairs, so I'm definitely gonna keep betting. One symbolic dollar. He snap call, so he probably has either he has a flush draw or he has ace queen, ace king. I think I'm going to bet a very small blocker bet, hoping to get a call by ace queen and fold if he jams. I don't think he's gonna be turning an ace into a bluff on the river, So yeah, might squeeze out a little bit more value, but he decided to fold. This is a good flop for my range. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to uh, reply to any of my videos, and I will definitely answer. Curious what my win rate will be over a month. Ace 10, pretty close spot. I think I'm gonna 3-bet it anyway. Seven nine suit. I'm not gonna play. This guy is too short. We get 4-bet, so it's an easy fold. Calling here. Checks back. I don't think he has many queens in his range, but I'm gonna check one more time and see what happens. Checks back. Now I'm gonna go for the overbet. You just snap folds. Got a little bit of lag here. Okay. Seven four suited. I would 3-bet if I was in the cutoff on the button, but not in this position. Ace 2 for the min raise. I'm definitely defending. I'm gonna check raise this flop. It's a pretty dry board. Don't expect him to hit it too often. I could easily have king queen, queen jack, queen 6 suited, 6-4, 6-4 suited, pocket 6s, pocket 4. So there's definitely hands I'm representing with my raise. He's thinking about it, which is interesting. And he does fold. We get a cold caller by this short guy. I would be worried if it was full stack, but I'm gonna c-bet this anyway and see what he does. He just folds, so he probably had some overcards. We got a call by this guy, so he probably, I would put him on a pair of 8s or 9s, maybe even jacks. Think I'm gonna barrel. Yeah. 8s and 9s are definitely folding. You might have peeled with an ace high, ace queen or something. Flop an open ender here. There's plenty of ways to play this. You could lead out, you could check raise, you could check call. I think I like check raise. And we turn the nuts. It just quickly folds. We get backlicked. So, I mean, we have to call this. And now we gotta fold. He pretty much owned us. Going for the small 3-bet here, in position. Bet 2/3 spot on the flop. He calls. I'm not gonna bluff this turn. He has way too many straight draws. Some slow play tens. So I'm gonna take my free card. He hit a straight, but it's the dummy end of straight, and he could be slow playing both, so I'm just gonna check. He has ace jack. I'm gonna play for 30 more minutes in this video and then call it a session. This is an interesting spot. I think I'm just going to fold. You could cold call, but I mean, there's the open raiser still left to act and 2 other players behind. This is a bad flop. I'm gonna check fold. Checks back. Now I gotta bet. Snap calls. Doesn't have ace queen. I'm gonna make a small bet. See if I can get paid. Yeah. I'm gonna call this. Maybe we turn 8. No, I'm just gonna turn my hand into a bluff. Because I think both of these players are pretty weak. He calls, which is weird. He probably has a flush draw. That's what I'm putting him on. That's a very weird bet. Then again, I wasn't going to be hero calling at these stakes. What force? Pocket force does bet call the turn. You know what? I'm gonna call just for the video's sake. Yeah, he was on a flush draw. Check calling once here. Maybe turning my hand into a bluff. Checks back. Well, overbet should do the job. I'm gonna make a small bet here to protect against overcards. And here I'm basically giving up. Again, we got some lag. Okay. Check raises. Maybe I could have barreled there. Anyway, this hand is very weird because I would expect him to bet all of his hands on the turn. I'm just gonna call. He might bluff at this river. I think a flush draw would have barreled the turn. Could have hit the queen, of course. Checks it. I'll check it back. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. I'm gonna check this turn because you could have ace 4, ace 5, ace 10, and ace queen. And I want to pot control. I have to call a turn. Probably folding to the river bet. Yeah, I gotta fold now. Four or five suited, I'm not gonna be playing in the small blind. I would definitely defend in the big blind. Check 9 off. Again, too weak. Ace 9 suited. It's a 3-bet. It's 3-bet time. Flop a 9. It's good. C bets. Tempting to 3-bet this. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it this time. gonna 3-bet here. This guy is isolating a limper. He has a wide range. Well, that's interesting. Definitely c-betting this board. He calls, so he probably has weak ace. I don't think I can get him off of it, so I'm gonna check. Checks back. We hit a straight. So now the question is, how much can we value bet? I think 128 should be alright. Yeah. Pocket fours. I'm not gonna open another gun. Bet here because I likely have the best hand. And I want to get some of these guys with overcards out of the pot. Get a call from the big blind. Check call. Probably, I mean, he's likely on a flush draw, or he has a pocket pair. He leads out the turn, which is really weird. Very confused by this bet. I'm gonna call, and wow, we just river boat and snap check. So it's very interesting. I'm gonna make a smallish bet. Hope to get raised by a flush, or get a call by an 8. And we do get raised. Question is, how much value can we squeeze out of this? I don't think he has a boat. I think he has a flush. I'm just gonna go for pot. If he shoves on me, I have to fold, because then he has pocket 8s. Yeah, he had a flush. I guess with a small lead out on the turn, he was trying to get a cheap river. Get 3-bet here with the 9's gonna call. Bad flop. Good flop for his range. I'm gonna fold. Check with the 4 here. Try to get the showdown. Bets the turn. Could turn my hand into a bluff, but could just call and try to get the showdown. Five, 6 gets there, but I don't really think I can rep 5-6 to get him to fold a jack. I mean, I could overbet shove and he maybe fold, but yeah. If the sessions keep going like this one, I'll soon be at 10-0. I don't know. Fold this turn, yeah. $20 more minutes to go in the session. It's an awful flop. It's the wrong suit. This guy's thinking about whether he should bluff raise or not. He's probably gonna pussy out on it. Yeah. So yeah, I built my bankroll up to over 10k and then just smoked a lot of weed and played way too high stakes above my bankroll and basically busted it. And it's not the first time this happens to me, which is kind of annoying. So this time I'm gonna do it right and use proper bankroll management. The biggest mistake you can make in poker is a bankroll management mistake. The other ones are tiny compared to that. I don't think anyone has a flush or a straight here, so I'm just gonna start with an overbet. Snap call. Probably a check with a heart in it. I can get him off of it. There we go. Wow, the min treat bet. This is very strong. I'm just, yeah, that's a set. Six nine off in the big blind. I really want to play this hand. Oh, too bad. And we get a 4-bet. It's only 40 cents more, so I'm gonna see a flop. There we go. This is the same guy on both tables. I'm gonna 3-bet him here too. I made it bigger because we're deep. Do I want to check back? Yeah. Now I want to bet to protect my hand. And if he has anything, he has pocket queens. Yeah. This is a board that hits my range. I could have dong bet pot, but I checked way too quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna start with a pot bet because he checked. I'm just gonna overbet it. Get him to fold a 6 or a 5 if he has that. Get 3-bet over here. I'm gonna fold the king 8. We're gonna call. Flop an ace. See what happens. Pretty unlikely he has ace king, given I have an ace, there's an ace on board and a king on board. Checks back. I'm gonna make a small bet to get called by queens, I guess. Calls. I'm gonna go for a small bet again. $50 more minutes, and I'm gonna call this a video. I feel like squeezing. Get donked on this board. It's fairly often gonna be an ace. I'm gonna fold. Get a caller. Definitely c-betting this flop. Doesn't have too many aces in his range. Doesn't have too many flushes in his range. Could have some sets in his range. Well, now that he called the flop, he definitely has an ace in his range. Maybe ace jack. I think I'm gonna barrel this. Stacks are kind of awkward. Ace jack with a club is definitely calling again. Since he hasn't called yet, I'm assuming he doesn't. With the flush coming in, I'm definitely betting because he never has a king. Yeah. Given how long he tanked on the turn, I assume he didn't have the jack of clubs. So that makes it an easier bet on the river. For the video's sake, I'm gonna 3-bet the 6-2 suited. That's an awful flop. I'm wondering if I can continue. I don't think so. I'm gonna check back and see if we get some more information. It's not very small. Yeah, I'm just gonna fold. For 3 suited, I'm gonna go for the 3-bet. I'm gonna go for some more 3-bets because the video is almost ending, so try to get into some more spots even if it's not that plus EV. Probably shouldn't have called the 4s against the short stack, but we hit a 4. Wondering how I'm gonna continue with the hand. I think I want to check raise. I want to just check min raise it. Yeah, he's stacking off with any king anyway. Betting the turn here with my jack. Flopping sets today. I think I have to bet to get some value from flush draws. Yeah, 2 players in the pot. Let's see, bet my top pair here. That's a pretty bad turn. I'm gonna check it. Checks back. Could have ace 9. Could have a lot of ace high flush draws. So that's kind of annoying. I'm gonna check it. We have the same hand. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna start with a check raise. I can rep a lot of 8s. Now I can't. Yeah. It's the absolute worst turn card for me. Checks back. He's probably looking to get me to bluff the river. I can't really rep quads, so I'm just gonna check it. Ace queen here, I'm gonna mug facing a 3-bet. Well, no. This is interesting. It's a small raise. Then a 3-bet. Okay, I'll call anyway because we're gonna get 4-way. I'll have some good odds. Flop squadouche. Probably gonna check fold. I'm gonna check this back for pot control. Snap checks. Don't expect him to have a queen. I don't know, about 50 cents. Maybe he turned a jack with ace jack, or he has a pair of 9s and decides that because I didn't bet the turn, he can call. Flop a monster draw on table 2 against 2 players out of position. Take it down. Deuce is gonna set mine on the button. This is a good board for my range. Might make a move on this board. Then again, I might not. It's tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna fold because his C-betting range is probably too strong on that board. Call here, we're deep. Flop a 9. Probably the best hand. I'll bet 1/3 of the pot. Get him to call with his ace highs. Check calls very quickly, so expecting him to have ace high a lot. I'm just gonna keep betting 36. And again on the river. It's a good river because he's gonna expect me to be polarized. Can see what he had. He had ace king. So I think we got max value out of that hand. I'm not gonna defend this ace-3 offsuit. Against a button raise I would, but not against cutoff raise. We got 2 callers on this board. Not too likely to have a king because I got a queen and a jack, which blocks king queen and king jack. I'm gonna bet again because I do have a lot of equity. Although some of my odds are dead because one of them has a flush draw. Yeah, he probably has the flush draw. I'm just gonna put him in, expecting him to have a flush draw more often than not. But he had a king and a flush draw. This is interesting. We get check raised on this board. I'm not too happy about it, but I have to call one. No, I think I can safely fold. Probably has king queen always. A tiny bet here. I'm gonna check raise my flush draw and gut shot. King 10 is pretty close. I'm gonna fold this in this position. He called. Gonna bet the turn and give up if I miss on the river. Yeah, click back here. I have to call. Flop an ace. It's an interesting river card. Since the flush got there, I'm actually gonna bluff it. Not too sure what this guy is up to. He's from Brazil, so pretty bad. Let's see. Oh, he had kings. Yeah, I'm gonna sit out on the next big blind and call it a session. Very productive session. I'm gonna check back here for pot control. Now I can safely bet. We got a snap call. It's definitely not a queen. Probably an ace high type hand. I'm gonna bet 42 cents. Oh, tens. Too bad. Let's just sit out next hand. Alright. See you guys later.